How do you become a self-made millionaire? Well, it's not difficult, it's just different. See, most of you think that you're going to save your way to wealth or you're going to work your way to wealth. Becoming a self-made millionaire is a strategy. You learn to make money through corporate structure. You learn to keep it through corporate structure, deductions, all sorts of life insurance, IRA strategies. There's all sorts of different accounts foundationally that you want to put into play. You learn to invest in assets that have big depreciation schedules and truly affect your tax basis, and you do it with a team. So when I started Integrated Wealth Systems, I knew that we had to have a team. I mean, where I got the idea, honestly, was from the Rich Dad Advisory team when I was the master distributor of the cash flow game. It made sense. The financial services world is so segregated that most of you can't figure out how to put it together. So I think we have put it together in a 3 to 5 year plan with the Millionaire Maker. So go download the book in the show notes below and read up to chapter 3. It gives you a gap analysis where you are, what you want. And then continue to read the 7 families and see which is most like you. If you go to integratedwealthsystems.com to the website, you can take a quiz and it'll put you into one of 4 financial personality profiles. From there, you're going to call our office and let's talk about where you are. We're going to meet you where you are, take you where you want to go. Some of you just need to go make money. Some of you, you've got to foundationally stop overpaying taxes. It is enormous invisible pain that most of you just pay because you don't know how to do it and you think you could do it alone. And you don't know how to invest in alternative assets, which really create a bigger net worth and portfolio. So how do you become a 3 to 5 year millionaire? So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how do self-made millionaires. I don't think they're self-made. I think they're team-made. What do we all have in common? Number 2, what is the wealth cycle, which was in my 3rd book? How do you create a wealth cycle and get out of a lifestyle cycle? So many of you, you're stuck in a lifestyle cycle. You make, spend, make, spend. You've got to shift to make, invest. And that's a huge pattern interrupt for most of you in the way you organized your financial life. And lastly, the 3 decisions that separate the people who get there in 3 to 5 years using the plan, or those that suffer and may go on 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, and sometimes never make it. First of all, self-made millionaires, again, I don't think are self-made. I think they're team-made millionaires. I coined that term when I wrote the book in 2006, 20 years ago. Millionaires are formed, again, by making money through corporate structure. Their companies make money versus them as an individual making money. And inside of that, they have a massive tax strategy. And I'm talking tax strategy from the standpoint of they don't do their taxes. Tax strategists at the highest level go to school almost as much as it takes to become a surgeon. And you're not doing your own surgery, so why would you do your own taxes? We're not talking about the CPA historians who you hand them all your stuff and they just do a look back and they record your year. There's nothing you can do by recording what you've already done, the history that you've already done it. You've got to forecast forward and look forward to what's different about it all. So to become a self-made millionaire, you've got to make money rapidly at a much more rapid pace than you're used to, put it to work into investments that give you back passive income and get that cycle moving as fast as you can. Millionaires have several things in common. Number 1, we own companies and we rotate that money as fast as we can. We move past the 6-figure mark. We get to $500,000 and to $1 million in revenue as soon as we can. And instead of buying a big lifestyle, we actually use as much of that money as we can, carve out of the company to go buy other assets. So we have a diversified portfolio right away. In 1999, I became a real estate millionaire. About 3 months later, became a gas and oil millionaire. So I was a multimillionaire in 2 different categories in 1 year. Then fast forward, I became another millionaire in a recycled glass company in 2003, and then a supplement company in 2005, and then books, authors, etc., stages as speaker trainer in 2006 and beyond. So I've hit millionaire status in 8 different industries, about to be 9. The other thing that's common with millionaires is we run almost all our money through corporate structure and we move as many personal expenses into business deductions. So our tax basis is lower than most people. You know, when you hear government agencies or ads that say, we're going to tax the rich, we're not talking about entrepreneurial rich. We're talking about W-2 employees that can be tracked because you get $150,000 $100,000 salary, and then you get taxed and you live on what's left. So when we talk about overtaxing the rich, we're talking about high income employees. We're not talking about the entrepreneurs who don't know how to use the tax code. And if you don't think all of administration on either side of the line do not live in corporate structure, you're completely wrong. The big beautiful bill, July 5th, 2025, changed so much for so many people that are on the wealth building path. And so many of you, just through the bonus depreciation, cost segregation, R&D credits, all the benefits that were given to you in the big beautiful bill, just that alone, changing inside your portfolio could save you that in taxes. The mindset of us millionaires is a yes energy mindset. We say yes, we look at problems, and instead of backing away and saying there's a problem we can't solve, we lean in and look for a lot of creative solutions on what to do. We also look for creative financing. So just how we think about money is very different than what we've ever been taught. Most of you think and behave about money in what I call an inherited behavior. You inherited them from your family, you've inherited them from friends, and you actually haven't just decided this is the way I'm going to run my money, and you lead in your money decisions instead of, being passive around it. So to talk about the wealth cycle, and number one, I'm going to give you the whole Millionaire Maker book, version 2, in the download in the show notes. And then I'm going to give you up to chapter 3 in wealth cycle investing. So the way the wealth cycle works is you build a cash machine. So even if you have a job, you have an operating company, and you take that money and you reduce your expenses, your lifestyle expenses, as much as you can. And you take as much of that money as you can, you buy new assets. And then those assets produce passive income that come back into your income column. So you're actually moving between your income and asset column aggressively versus make money and spend it into a lifestyle. That wealth cycle is not difficult to get started. It's just a different pattern of where your money's made. So you actually have deductions in the companies, and then how you move it into other companies to buy new assets. So again, it's income to assets back to passive income. When you get that cycle moving, then it's just amplified by increasing more and more revenue or better returns and keeping your taxes low. So if you see there's a trifecta of tax, that's a huge piece of your wealth building plan. And the faster you get it on your tool belt, the faster you become a millionaire. Now, before I go to the final 3 decisions that keep us separate and continuing to be millionaires, I want you to subscribe to the channel, click the notification button. I want you here 5 days a week, and just be here. Take notes, grab the journal. It's in the show notes below. Grab the journal. The journal will tell you, you'll write into the journal, what video, what did you learn? What are you going to do about it? In 365 days, you're going to have somewhat of a plan. So the 3 decisions that separate millionaires that make it versus those who struggle along the path is we don't wait. If we know we want it, we go for it. Wealth building is not negotiable. We also never quit. We continually find mentors, find guides. If we face a problem, we find the yes energy to it and we create solutions. And the biggest and most critical is the right team. You've got to have the right team around you, the right tax team, the right mentor, which is who I would be to you, the right mastermind, the right corporate structure, the right trust team for your estate. You've got to have the right team that have the depth of experience. If you just go across the country or you go, ad to ad, most of the things that you're getting marketed to are for the poor. They are not for the rich. The way we do life insurance is never marketed on the internet. The way that we do asset investing, not marketed on the internet. So a lot of the ways that we do things aren't secret. They're just smarter. So you need to lean in and learn. If you want a conversation with somebody from our team, it's called a gap analysis. Read the first 3 chapters of the Millionaire Maker, fill out where you are, what you want, why you want to be a millionaire in 3 to 5 years, and let's have a one-on-one call. You can always talk to someone in our office by clicking on the link below to get on our schedule, or call our office 775-588-9200. If you want to be a 3 to 5 year millionaire, we have the plan. If you have any questions along your journey of making this decision, it should be pretty quick. It's either yes or no. You want to be a self-made millionaire, team-made millionaire, or not, and how fast do you want to be one? If you have any questions, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.